Hello students, welcome back. Now we are going to discuss about regarding intermodal dispersion. Okay, intermodal dispersion. So already we discussed about dispersion here, right? So dispersion is nothing but here pulse broadening. Okay, dispersion is nothing but pulse broadening. So this dispersion is of two types. First one is of intramodal dispersion, second one is of intermodal dispersion. Okay, first one is intramodal dispersion, second one is intermodal dispersion. So in previous class, up to the previous class, we discussed regarding intramodal dispersion, right? So there we are having two types, the material dispersion and waveguide dispersion, right? Now coming to this intermodal dispersion. Okay, so the intermodal dispersion is also called as modal delay. Okay, intermodal dispersion is also called as modal delay, right? So this type of dispersion appears only in the multimode fibers. Okay, this type of dispersion appears only in the multimode fibers. Okay, it is the result of each mode having a different group of velocity. Okay, it is the result of each mode having a different value of group velocity at a single frequency. Okay, once again I am repeating, it appears only in the multimode fibers and it is the result of each mode having a different values of group velocity at a single frequency. So here we are having multi-modes, right, in fibers, right? So those modes are having different group velocity. Then this dispersion will be occurred. That means pulse broadening will be done, right? Pulse broadening will be done in multimode fibers. The multimode step index fibers, okay, multimode step index fibers which has a large amount of intermodal dispersion. Okay, the multimode step index fibers which has the large amount of intermodal dispersion which gives the greatest pulse broadening. Okay, it gives the more pulse broadening. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, next, the intermodal dispersion in multimode fibers can be reduced by graded index fibers. Okay, the intermodal dispersion in case of multimode fibers that can be reduced by graded index fibers. Fine. So that are having some refractive index profile, right? So the graded index fibers are having refractive index profile by which we can reduce this intermodal dispersion in case of multimode fibers. So instead of you are using the step index fiber, use the graded index fiber, right? So mostly occurs it in multimode fibers. That's why we are using this graded index fiber here, and which are having some refractive index profile. Fine. Next, the overall pulse broadening. Okay, the overall pulse broadening in multimode fibers is far less than that of multimode step index fiber. Okay, overall the pulse broadening in multimode graded index fiber is far less than that of multimode step index fiber. Okay, if you compare this pulse broadening in multimode step index fiber, the multimode graded index fibers are having less dispersion. Okay, that is less broadening, pulse broadening, right? Next, the graded index fiber used with a multimode source. Okay, the graded index fibers used with a multimode fibers gives a more bandwidth advantage over multimode step index fiber. The graded index fibers that gives the more bandwidth compared to the multimode step index fiber, right? That is one of the advantage here. Once again I am repeating, the graded index fibers which gives more bandwidth compared to the multimode step index fiber, that is one of the advantage here. Why? Because the step index fiber which are having multimodes that will be affected by this intermodal dispersion, so that can be eliminated by graded index fiber, right? So that is the one advantage, right? Why? Because it gives the more bandwidth here, right? Next, now consider a multimode step index fiber. Consider a multimode step index fiber in which we are passing a meridional ray here. Okay, consider that multimode step index fiber in which we are passing a meridional ray. At that time, whenever the mode is higher, okay, whenever the higher is the mode, right, then it will be slow, okay, the ray will be slower than gradient index fiber here, right. It will be slow, the axial group velocity, okay, the axial group velocity is slow in step index fiber compared to the gradient index fiber. This variation in group velocities of different modes, okay, this variation in the group velocities of different modes result in group delay spread, okay, that is the dispersion, okay. The variation in the group velocities of different modes result in group delay spread, which is the intermodal dispersion, okay. It is called as the intermodal dispersion, and it can be eliminated by single mode operation, but it is very important in multimode fibers, okay. Multimode fibers are affected with the intermodal dispersion, and that can be eliminated by single mode operation. Fine. Next, the maximum pulse broadening, okay, the maximum pulse broadening arising from modal delays, okay, the maximum pulse broadening arising from modal delays, which is the difference between the maximum time travel of the ray, okay, maximum time travel of the ray to the minimum time travel ray, that is delta t indicates here t maximum, t max minus t minimum, okay. It is the time period, maximum time and then minimum time ray, right. Then that is of higher order mode and lower order mode. So t max indicates here higher order mode ray paths, right. T minimum indicates lower order mode, that is the fundamental mode here, right. And that can be expressed as t minimum, okay, tau minimum or t minimum, right, that is equal to d by v, fine, and is equal to L by c by n1. Why? Because the refractive index n equal to c by v, okay. This, from that we can write it as v equal to c by n1, so we can write it as L n1 by c. So make it as equation number 1 here. Next, t max value, that is equal to L by cos theta divided by c by n1, okay, from which we can write it as L n1 by c cos theta. Fine. Now, by using Snell's law, okay, by using Snell's law indicates here sin phi c equal to n2 by n1. Already you know that, right. Snell's law, sin phi c, that is a critical angle, right. So that is of n2 by n1. So sin phi c equal to cos theta here, right. So by which we can write it as t max equal to ln1 by c into n2 by n1. So that is equal to ln1 by L into n1 square by c n2. So make it as equation number 2, right. So next, from which we can write the delta t value, okay, t max minus t minimum. So substitute the first and second equation in the delta t, right. So by which we can write it as L into n1 square by c into n2 minus L into n1 by c. So from which you can write it as ln1 square by c into n1 by n2 minus 1 here. So by this we can write it as ln1 square by c n2. We are taking it as the denominator as common. So n2 into n1 minus n2. So therefore the delta t, that is ln1 square by c n2 into n2 minus n1 actually, right. So here n1 minus n2. So that is the delta here, where the delta is called as index difference, right, core cladding index difference here. So that is the pulse broadening, okay, the maximum pulse broadening arising from the modal delays, that is the delta t. So that is expressed as ln1 square by c n2 of delta. Delta is the index difference here, fine. So that is regarding intermodal dispersion. So mostly it occurs in multimode fibers, right. So that is the disadvantage of multimode fibers. The multimode fibers are having the disadvantage of this intermodal dispersion, and that can be eliminated by gradient index fiber. right? Mostly we use the gradient index fiber to reduce this intermodal dispersion. Okay, so that is regarding dispersion types. Okay, first one intramodal dispersion, second one is of intermodal dispersion, right? So intermodal dispersion is having again two types. First one is of the waveguide dispersion and second one is of material dispersion. Now here intermodal dispersion. So it is the disadvantage of multimode fibers, and that can be eliminated by gradient index fibers. Okay, thank you all. Thank you.